Hey everybody, Howie is in Papua New Guinea still, so we're doing a pre-recorded episode this week. This week we have a series of interviews with a number of folks from the Papua New Guinea Green Party. Next week Howie will be in Australia, so we plan to have a guest from the Australian Greens. I hope you enjoy the interviews for today, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Emmanuel Pak, or you pronounce that Polk? Polk. Okay, P-O-K.
Polk, yeah.
Emmanuel, and he is the Registrar of Political Parties in Papua New Guinea. And we've been talking about and comparing notes between how they do it in Papua New Guinea and how we do it in America, and how maybe both of us need to do it better. So why don't you just tell people the basics? How do political parties get registered in Papua New Guinea, and how do candidates get on the ballot?
Papua New Guinea, first of all, is a diverse country with a lot of ethnic groups. We are not same people. We have close to about 700-800 ethnic groups. So we are a diverse country, but we are united through one system. We have one democratic system that we follow. That makes it the country to be one nation, because we follow a same governance system. And well, political parties are centered around individuals. You know, one big man, if he wants to be a prime minister, he starts his own political party and things like that. This is how the thinking and the culture that have been in the last 50 years. Political parties, if an individual or a group of people or interested group of people with like-minded, who wants to pursue an interest, they go and register that group with the Papua New Guinea Investment Promotion Authority as an association. And then if they further want to pursue political ambitions, then they come and register with the Registry of Political Parties. The Registry of Political Parties is an administrative arm of the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates Commission. The commission is the board that looks after the administration, the Registry of Political Parties. So one of the primary responsibilities of the administrative arm is to register political parties. So if that association wants to participate in the politics of this country, they register as a political party with the Registry of Political Parties.
So they just file paperwork? They don't have to get a certain number of signatures or members?
Oh, they do.
Okay.
There are a number of requirements. Yeah, they don't just bring the association in and fill the form and get it registered as a political party.
Okay.
There are requirements. Some of the requirements, they have to have 2,000 members, signed, registered members of that association, the political party. They have to have an office, at least one in each region. We have 4 regions in Papua New Guinea. They must at least have one office in one of those regions, which is their base, where their base is. And then there's some other requirements that they have to meet. They must have an executive, they must have a party constitution, a policy, an ideology that guides the political party. They have to have evidence of enough funds, and there's a registration fee of about 10,000 kina.
Which would be about $3,000 US dollars.
US dollars.
Okay, well, those don't seem unreasonable. So when you have a party, how do they put their candidates on the ballot in Papua New Guinea?
Currently, we have 56 registered political parties. That's the biggest or the largest in the history of our country. Currently, Papua New Guinea is turning 50, and we have 56 registered political parties. We used to have about 20, the minimum up to 40, but it has increased to 56 in the last election. Okay, it's very challenging for political parties here in Papua New Guinea to select candidates and endorse the candidates. The simple fact is that the political parties who get registered here do not have the resources to support their candidates. So when a candidate comes and wants to contest the election, they come and approach the political parties with their own resources. Papua New Guinea is geographically challenging. It's not a flat land like Australia. We have a lot of mountains or villages in remote areas. 80% of the villages are in remote areas where bulk of the population is.
In other words, you cannot drive a car or a truck to them. There are no roads there.
No, there are no roads there.
So communication and organizing is a real challenge.
It's very hard to build roads in those villages. They're big terrains.
Yeah.
And the only mode of transport would be on a boat or you fly in.
And there are not that many airports, so you fly in and then you may walk, right?
Walk a long way to the big villages. So it's very challenging.
Yeah.
That's one of the big hurdle political parties are facing when they endorse and support candidates. The political parties need a lot of resources to manage their logistics.
So, like the Green Party, they want to put candidates on the ballot. Do they just say to the system, we've selected these candidates from these districts, or do they have to go out and also get like petition signatures? Hello everybody, this is Howie Hawkins, and I'm in Papua New Guinea with Freda Paz, who is the core convener of the women's wing of the Papua New Guinea Greens Party. And one of the things, well, first of all, Freda, where are you from in Papua New Guinea?
Hello everyone, I'm Freda. I'm from the Western Islands. It's called Mount Agen. It's the capital center, and it is located in the middle of the Papua New Guinea, the Highlands region.
So it's right near the border of West Papua, which is trying to get its freedom from Indonesia.
Yes, we are sharing some kilometers away from West Papua. We are from Papua New Guinea.
How many kilometers?
Some kilometers, like one province closer to this one province, and then my province. So it's Ella, Southern Islands, and Ella. So I am in front of them, and then Southern Islands, and at the back of Southern Islands is Ella. So we are.
So the people of West Papua are pretty close to you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the policy toward women of the Greens Party of Papua New Guinea. As I understand it, you're really the only party that's training women to be politically active and candidates and run women for office. So tell us about that.
So far our General Secretary has endorsed more women in PNT compared to other political parties that we have. We have a lot of political parties, but Green has endorsed a lot of women. We believe that women can make change, and we are also conducting training to give them the skills and knowledge that they need to run for the office. And we hope that sooner or later we'll have some, women running for the office and maybe win the seat.
So you've done 2 trainings in the last year, right? One, we're in Port Moresby now, which is the capital city. And where was the other one done?
In Juaka, it's in the Highlands region of Papua New Guinea.
And what do you do in these trainings? What do the women learn?
The women learn about skills to participate in running in the public office, like political, even local level government, council, wards, and also a district election and provincial. They used to call it governors. So we train them how they could participate, how they could conduct their elections, or how they can do their posters. And also we inform them that through networking, through awareness, one can support another candidate, like women to women. Because in PNG, it's a male-dominant society where men go for political, participation, and women, they don't, and they have no interest. So what we are doing is to encourage them that they will have their saying in the running of office if they have chances, and we are looking forward as well.
And in 2022, the Greens Party ran a number of women. In fact, they were really almost half or more of the slate, weren't they?
Yes.
So how many ran?
I think around 6, and that's the biggest number of women that we Green Party endorsed, apart from other parties. Some have endorsed only 1 woman, and others none. So Green, at least we stand on our principal core values we believe, and then we endorse 6 of them. But unfortunately, no one was being selected or, won the seat. But we believe that the more we do this, trainings, and we inform others, make awareness like this, we know that, finally we'll achieve our results.
And your system of elections is it's ranked choice voting, but it's single member districts, right? Or is it a small number of people elected from each district?
I think single number.
Single member.
Yeah, single member in each district. So.
Okay, so that makes it tough to get proportional representation of any group, a party, women, a national minority. But you do have ranked choice voting, which in Americans listening to this know that it, without it, you have the spoiler problem. With it, you can vote for who you want, and then, put your less favorite choices second, third, and so forth. So you don't have to worry about, if you vote for who you really want, it might help the one you want the least get elected. So, but it's still, that's ranked choice voting without proportional representation is only half the battle. So you got the same problem to overcome that we do in America. So you've had 2 trainings in the last year, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how did that go? You think you got candidates in the future out of those trainings?
Yes, but in PNG, to get these people in tech, it's not like in other countries where you have this internet and you have everything. If you want to conduct any online training, we just go ahead and say, hello everyone, how are you doing? We'll have this, webinars, online trainings like that. In PNG, it's very different.
This is Howie Hawkins. I'm here with Lillian Motion, who was the convener of the women's wing of the Papua New Guinea Greens Party until recently. She's also been a candidate for the National Parliament of the Papua New Guinea Greens Party. So we're going to talk about those things. But first, how did you get involved with the Greens Party in Papua New Guinea?
Okay, I was the member of the Greens Party for too long, for more than 10 years, through Kutuba.
And that's the region
Yes.
where you were located.
Yes, that's right.
And so they said, what, Lillian's been around for a long time, we should make her the women's convener? The executive committee appointed you?
Yes, so
Okay.
they appointed me.
And how long were you the women's convener, women's wing convener?
They appointed me in 2018, November. And December, we had a meeting in Brisbane for 1 week, and then went to a Gold Coast, I think, for 1 week, and then I came back. And I was there for only 5 years, 2018 to 2022.
In Brisbane,
No.
No.
I mean, I was
the convener.
convener for 5 years.
Okay.
5 years, yeah, from 2018 to 2022.
So what was the Brisbane meeting about?
We had a meeting on Greens pollution and all this. We were discussing. It
On Greens policy.
Yes.
So you were meeting with Australian Greens.
Yes.
And I know one issue is gender equity,
That equity.
but also you talked about other issues too.
Other issues, many issues from all around the world. Greens, they came and we discussed about our own problem in our own country.
So was this a Asian Pacific
It's a
meeting of
Pacific-
Greens?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I see the Asia Pacific Greens are very active,
Yes.
and one of the things I observe is that they're really the ecological and feminist party in the Pacific.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a big issue in Papua New Guinea. The Greens seem to be the only party that's really pushing for gender equity.
Yes.
So, how did you work on that when you were the convener of the women's wing?
Oh, I just encourage the women in gender equity, the men not to build women. Like in Papua New Guinea, most of the time, the men, they want to be higher than women. They can do anything to women. So we go around and we talk to them, please, this is not fair, respect women, don't do this and that. You do this and that, the law says no, and you'll be arrested and all this. Some of the awareness that we're going around and telling men not to give awareness, but not to abuse women and all this. Many other issues that women face, we just went around and gave them awareness.
Do you think you're making progress in that respect?
We did, of course we did, but men in PNG, they've got some educated men, it's okay, but some, they're not okay, still problem, and they can do anything they want to do to women.
So
But in the future, I think all the men will be okay. Now, 50-50 basis, more men now are starting to respect women now. People know men, they think they're higher than women. This is our culture and our way. When whatever they say, they want the women to respect them and do what they want them to do. But through education and through most men that are educated and now they are understanding their wives now, they respect them.
So it sounds like you're making progress, but you still have a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Yeah.
Long way to go.
And that's true, I think, with politics in Papua New Guinea. You're moving from a society that had 840 languages,
Yes.
ethnic groups,
Yes.
and each had their own particular ways of dealing with things, but also common culture. And now you're trying to create a nation where everybody is under the same law, and probably a law dealing against abuse of women. But we were talking earlier about your run for the national parliament. You know, describe that. What happened in that election?
We were only few ladies who stood for an election, but the time came for an election. We were ready in my place with the voters. They were about to give vote, and we stayed. But the police and the armies, they were escorting the ballot box to our area. But I do not know. Some of us, we didn't give the vote because some candidates, I don't know what they did to the support. Maybe they want them to, the community to give it to them or something, and the boys were holding bush knife, guns, whatever, and some of our candidates, the supporters, they want to go and give what they didn't allow them to give. So they got scared, and they took them into another room themselves. They put whatever they want to put. This is what they did.
So it was a rigged election, and you didn't get even vote, and you were a candidate.
I was like Christian, and I didn't want to involve in any. My brothers and my family, they want to go and fight, and I said no. I stood among them and I said, I want clean water. If God doesn't want me to win, then it's okay. We must not go and fight or whatever. Let them do what they want to do. Anytime I can stood for an election if God allows me. This is what I said. And my family and my supporters, clear and good election. We did not do anything. We let it go.
So hopefully next time it'll be a fairer election. You think, I know you just had a vote in this country on a vote of no confidence in the president, but he won the vote. And you know what I've heard from other Greens here is that he bought the vote. You know, he's corrupt, and it was a vote against his corruption, but he bought the parliament. Is that the way it looks to you?
This is what I had to do. So.
All right, I'm here with Emmanuel Manson, who is the Young Greens convener for the Papua New Guinea Greens Party. And so tell us about your youth Greens or Young Greens in Papua New Guinea.
Okay, I am the youth wing convener, or we say youth wing president. I look after the youth wing of Papua New Guinea. We have 4 regions, islands, Mamas, New Guinea Islands and Islands region. Those regions, we have respective youth leaders, regional youth leaders, and I am the national youth wing leader, so I communicate with those regional youth leaders to run the programs of the youths. We have around 2,300 members across the nation. Out of those members, we have 1,000 plus, 1,200 members who are youths. Youths, we categorize them from ages from 15 up to 25. They fall under the youth category. So it's a bit challenging role because youths are, accustomed to changes and accustomed to influences of, today's world. But we try to keep them intact through programs. Like one of those programs we try to keep them intact is awareness programs. With the limited funds, we carry out awareness programs in respective regions. We take awareness on issues affecting the environment, like deforestation, pollution of river systems, or keeping the environment clean, like planting trees and planting flowers, or just to make the environment look, maintain the ecosystem. And also we take awareness on human rights, like gender equity, all this. So these are one of the roles that I come into play with the youth wing, to involve the youths in carrying awareness. And also we go on the streets to do cleanup. Due to the funding limitation, we only do cleanups on a quarterly basis, once every 3 months in our respective regions. So we select a day and we come in numbers to do cleanups. We alliance with those business houses to assist us with plastic bags and gloves, and so we take on the streets to do cleanup, as well as raising telling the community to maintain a clean environment. So apart from those awareness messages, we also involve in doing short training, like gender equity training for the youths, to educate them about gender equity and rights of human, especially young women in the community and women and girls in the community. So youth has been functioning. We are trying to maintain our youth wing. There are challenges involved, especially sometimes, a lot of our youths are unemployed, meaning some are in schools, they graduate from schools, they cannot find employment. But we try to keep them in such programs so that they contribute meaningfully to the community they live in. So one of the challenges that youths in Papua New Guinea are facing is unemployment. This is one of the major challenges that youths are facing, because government is not providing that avenue where you graduate from school, you can easily find employment. This job is scarce nowadays. So we, as youth wing, I try to find ways where we can engage those youths in some little meaningful ways in their own communities, like in doing the small mini engage in local activities or mini SME activities, so they can at least sustain their livelihoods. But this is one of the major obstacles or one major challenges that is facing youths in the country is unemployment. That is why it is contributing to the law and order problems. Law and order problems is, you can read from the media or newspaper that there's a lot of law and order problems because of unemployment. This is one of those triggering forces that is causing, because if youths didn't have anything to do, they are involving in all those crimes and all these things. So my role is very challenging because I try to find some programs to keep them intact and to make them occupied. But due to limited funding, I cannot run programs continuously. We run it on quarterly basis. So the recent gender equity training was held about 3 months ago. That was we had a recent gender equity training.